Hello, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm super pumped right now. I just got my first rank 1 finish. All right, admittedly, it was a pretty sleepy bracket, but the competition was still fierce at the end in the top 10. I'm very proud of my performance. We will see that in a moment as usual, and I'll be reacting to that because I haven't even watched the footage back yet. But I haven't talked about builds in a while, so let's go ahead and do that really quick. So it all starts here. This is the most common modern build. We have the 2 flat arena supporters that are also strong. Saryu being just number 1, of course, because of all of her support. Gale. And then everyone has a full cooldown mems. And you know, throw in your best debris. I don't have any liquid boon debris, unfortunately, but I do have light. And that's the party light from Exalting Hina. And one new thing for me, I was able to use that Awakening Stone trade to bring my brother Nier up to A4. I thought that was well worth it. And we'll talk about my other changes, slight change, just a weapon I got. Anyway, I want to talk about like cooldown builds, and the typical thing would be Subjugation main hand with 2 haste weapons in the subs. But then we talk about what's called Greed, where you can kind of sacrifice one of these and it won't be too different. Your cooldowns will still be pretty close. And that other slot gives you the chance to either slot in a DPS weapon or an Agi weapon, and this being the most common type of greed, being Agi, boon. So we have the Fleetfoot, timed, and boon. So you can see Gale has the same thing. Boon and Fleetfoot there, and then here I figure I'll only make 2 of them fast, and this is the build you've seen in all my previous seasons. Thorn of the Last Blossom. For Bold Vigor, sorry, you can hit like a truck if this is in her sub. So this is a pure like DPS greed. Okay, so that's the main model of team. In fact, I did not attack with this team at all. I had it on defense sometimes. So I usually like to use costumes that have some sort of party support if it's going to be a team like that. And this was my other experiment. I did a very similar team in previous seasons where this would have been Bloodless Demos and this would have been the same Lavanya with the Dark Fist. But now that we have this new Water Fist, you can kind of double dip on that water buff and do a ton of damage. This was very successful on defense, and Lavanya brings 2 more attack stacks with his passive. And you can see he's slow with DPS greed there. Her usual, and then a little bit of extra base Agi, since Gale is not on this team, makes up for it. All right. Then anti-tank strats. I tend to love using mono lights, and I love Crow, and you can see that in my previous seasons. I didn't do too much of that. Most of the competition out there were fast teams or hybrid teams. So my most used team was this one, where I previously used this, and you've seen a really similar team in my previous season videos, where this was Bloodless Demos instead. But now, Nier comes in with 10% more Agi. It comes with 50%, so you can push him to 10 really easily. And that's how he's sitting right now, with some Agi agreed here in the haste option, where that could have been crit or something. You know what I mean? I really wanted to outpace people. It worked out pretty well. I just happen to have this Bold Vigor debris here. Now here's my new change. I was able to get this not new, but this fist, a boon haste fist. So my Saryu is now max CDR, and that really tipped things over the edge for me. I have my Udil with EX gun main hand for the fast animation and firepower, so that if he lives, he can do some damage. And then his own weapon, of course, and then a recovery. So whenever Udil or Griff are by themselves, I like using a recovery sub. Otherwise, in my full tank teams, he's just all 100% HP. So I used this one the most. And then you've probably come up against a Christmas Gale team out there, and they can be the most pesky, annoying teams ever. And I finally built one of the generic teams where one's a sniper, Saryu turret, and Gale is just Gale with an EX main hand. And I kind of saved this for the very end, and it did pretty well. So he's mega agi, and it's not greedy, it's actually full cooldown here. But these are both base, and because Gale gives some party timed agi, he's actually, it brings him up to a 1.8. Yes. No, 1.9. With Gale, it's 1.9. Otherwise, it's 1.8. So that's really close to having the max, so I don't need that Fleetfoot sub here. And I can really just boost the base agi. And his total is 3.8k agi. And so that allows me to, like, you know, prevent anyone rolling him. He can go first. I can cast Gale. That's if I'm using this on offense, which I did sometimes, not so much. But this was an effective defense. Sorry, you max CDR. Okay. There's another team that's pretty effective. One of the teams that Emule helped me with last season. And that's this. I build it differently than Emule. We build it differently, but this character loadout, basically. Just a pesky U-deal with 2 fast and, you know, supporting each other. Able to do damage, and it tends to throw people off. So, you know, good defense strats can really go a long way. All right, let's get into the video before this whole video gets too long. All right, we're coming in with Feist, who did really well this season. Came up last minute, and to my detriment, Feist Nier was able to go first and kill my U-Deal's auto heal. So this one was a loss. So kicking it off with a loss. But for the whole final hour, I was rank 1. And it was like, oh, I just gotta hold it. Okay, it was a loss. I held 1. I came back for blood. And I figured, like, I could either roll him, and which I did there, or that maybe I would just get lucky and not get sniped. You see, Saryu having max CDR, she's able to sneak in there and get rid of some people before they're all able to take U-Deal out with 6 skills. I didn't mention when I was showing you the loadout that Nier has agi mems too on this team. Oh no, wait, does he? Yes, he does. So he's not ready to cool down right away. But usually they're acting, and as soon as, you know, we're going back and forth, and they're acting, his cooldowns will come, and he'll be ready. Clean up what Saryu couldn't, and same strat just happened here. And what I really noticed was different this time with Saryu having max CDR is that she's ready again. It's just like the skills are just going. All right. Unfortunately, you know, to pick on my own friends here, but we talked in the chat and we said, you know, everyone for themselves, basically. Not going to pick on you unless you have a spicy rank, and 4 is too spicy, my friend. I'm sorry. I want to get rid of that Lavanya. He's going to come at me with power, you know. So another thing is, lately I've been trying to take out Saryu first, or one of the light users first, to, you know, help my U-Deal survive. Less weakness damage coming in at him. Right, falling to rank 2, and I see another community friend, Capiter, at rank 4. Capiter came in last minute and touched rank 1 at one point, and I was like, I'm gonna try to not pick on Capiter. Also, Capiter, everyone's like, you know, max awakened on that team, like, So, okay, Millhouse. You know, Millhouse comments here a lot. Great name, too. Probably my favorite Simpsons character, Millhouse. Not sure if it's named after that, but... Actually, I think it is. Alright, so the same team was effective again, like having Nier and less opportunity for someone to agi roll my sniper. Just makes it a lot more reliable. Alright, Serdier.
Run if you can.
Serdier. Very fast team here. Double agi support. Now, well, so just like the team I showed you first. And once again, try to get my Saryu to sneak in there, take out the light users.
So strong.
And I can look at that team and be like, okay, I'm not in such a hurry to take out Noelle or Hina because they're not going to be as strong. It's, you know, by today's standards with skill damage. All right, so a tank team here. And what is up with that? That is a fast Akeha. She rolled my crow. And this is the team I used so much in my previous videos, and yeah. That was an unfortunate Lotus Akeha sniping my Saryu. Yeah, and I was just ready for that nuke to come in. Down to 4. Oh no! I'd been rank 1 the whole last hour. And I wasn't having it. I have this team built, like this team format, from almost a year ago. I still have it. It's risky because if anyone comes at you, you have no protection from a tank or anything, and your skills are delayed by F66X character skill. But it allows you to take out the pesky DPS unit in a team like this. And that worked out. Alright, who's up next? Flex Tape. Okay, I studied Flex Tape. Flex Tape has a bunch of different water light teams. Tricky. So throughout the season I took note of those force numbers and I was ready to counter. However, I was thrown off here. I wasn't expecting Christmas Gale because this was a third variation. But luckily this team worked out. I was sweating though.
I'm so strong now.
Because when Gale applies that heal, it can be hard to take out units that you'd usually be able to take out. Back to 1! Alright, Tasty Toad was showing up a lot in the last couple of days. And the same team was effective. Move from experience. Tasty Toad's going for the double Agi Rusher, which it seems good on paper, but it ends up being kind of slower without the extra base support, like having Gale. Alright, so I'm going fishing here. Let's see what I find. Alright. Sigdrifa. Once again, same team. Hey, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Are you doing her thing? The thing is, I was so excited that her damage was still very impressive without that staff. So with that fist, I don't need to rely on Bolt Vigor as much. And you see I'm refreshing here in Capitors 2, and it's just too juicy, but I'm also just like, oh god, something could go wrong and I could lose. So with Capitor, I like to take out his Nier. I know that it's at least A4, and that reduces the auto text coming in at my UDL before the skills go off. Allows me to fill the AA space with my Nier. And I got good RNG. This team versus Capitor could potentially go south. All right, Feist is back. I didn't know Feist was in my my Discord server. Popped in and said hello. So congrats on your top 5. And you see, oh, this wasn't good. I might have gotten lucky here to pull this out. Yep, 2 Gale skills, ready to go. So, okay, you see, I used my Christmas Gale team here. And the reason I did that is because I remembered that Feist had a very fast Nier that could roll mines. So I went with my Gale team where I knew that my Nier was less likely to be rolled. So there we go, the final rank. Final top 5, rather. We'll take a look at that in a moment. And then just the final, like, I don't know if anything happened in the final seconds, and I'm just screaming at this point, just refreshing, like, oh my god, did I get it? Did I get it? Going through so many menus. I've never seen so many login menus. There it is. Secured it. First rank 1, and that 1 will forever be on my profile. I'm so proud. All right, so I'm so stoked to share this top 5 with Capiter coming in at rank 2. And congrats again to Feist and Sarah DR, congrats, and Daniel Bees. I'm so glad you joined us in the top 5. This is awesome. Congrats also to Billy/Guinevere, another community friend who also got top 1, got rank 1 in his bracket. And also to Big Lizzie for getting rank 1 in their brackets. Sweets! All right, well, that is all I have for this video. Thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you next season!